So over the past year, there's been quite a lot of GameCube-related content re-released on the Switch, between Metroid Prime Remastered, Batten Kaitos, Pikmin 1 Plus 2, and the soon-to-be-released Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door remake. So this has sparked a lot of discussion surrounding GameCube games on the Switch. We're kind of seemingly in the final part, or the final years of the Nintendo Switch. So it makes sense to kind of have a lot of ports and remakes while Nintendo is working on larger projects for the next console, but I'd like to see them continue GameCube-related re-releases on the next console as well, but that's a discussion for another day. But there's been a lot of discussion about what Nintendo could re-release next in terms of GameCube, and a lot of them that I've seen brought up are like F-Zero GX, since that has been rumored, and then Luigi's Mansion, since Luigi's Mansion 2 is being remade, they could just port the first one, kind of like how they did with Pikmin 1 Plus 2, and I've also seen Metroid Prime 2 as well, which is the next logical step after Metroid Prime Remastered. So there's been one game that I really haven't seen many people talk about, and that might be for a good reason, but it also makes a lot of sense for Nintendo to re-release this game, and that is Mario Kart Double Dash. And at first glance, it seems like the Booster Course Pass kind of makes it unnecessary, since the Booster Course Pass brings back so much content from previous Mario Kart games, and it's also kept a steady stream of Mario Kart content over the past 2 years. But kind of looking at the situation here, it's not really receiving new content anymore, and it's not really kind of pushing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Since it was completed and everything, and then Mario Kart Tour also isn't receiving new content as well. So there is kind of that gap to fill until the next Mario Kart game with Mario Kart content. And I know a lot of people say that, there doesn't really need to be new Mario Kart content because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is selling so well. But when you look at the past decade, even though we really haven't gotten any, full new games, they really kind of have been keeping up with Mario Kart content, and they have been providing that content to the fans and everything. Even if it's something minor, they still kind of kept up with it. We got Mario Kart 8 in 2014, and then shortly after that, we got the DLC for Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U. Then we got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for people who haven't played Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, and then for people who already played Mario Kart 8, it offered the new battle mode and everything, which was much better than it was on the Wii U. And then right after that, there wasn't that much. There was the Labo update that they did for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and then they randomly added Breath of the Wild Link. But then Mario Kart Tour released, and then that provided a steady stream of content over the past few years, and then the Booster Course Pass came along, and then there were also, in between, a little before the Booster Course Pass, there was also Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. So there really has been, a steady stream of Mario Kart content over the past decade, even if it wasn't something as big as a new game. So it would make quite a lot of sense to release something before the next Mario Kart game releases, inevitably on the next Nintendo console. And I feel like the perfect thing to fill that gap is a port or a remaster of an older game. So Mario Kart Double Dash kind of works the best for this for a few different reasons. One, a lot of the older Mario Kart games have already been re-released on the Switch and don't really need a remaster, and obviously not a port, since Super Mario Kart, Mario Kart 64, and Mario Kart Super Circuit are all on the Switch. And then, when you're looking at other Mario Kart games after Double Dash, like Mario Kart DS and Mario Kart Wii and 7, those are kind of too similar to 8 in a lot of ways. I mean, they're all very different games, don't get me wrong, but compare the Mario Kart Double Dash, they don't offer quite as unique of an experience, and I don't think Nintendo would really re-release them. Well, DS maybe, if they add DS games on Nintendo Switch Online. I could definitely see that happening in the future. But with Mario Kart Wii, most of its content is in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe because of the Booster Course Pass. Like, there's so many tracks that they added from Wii. And then another thing that they did is basically have every character from Wii in 8 Deluxe. Like, all of the characters that were missing was added in the Booster Course Pass. Like, Funky Kong, Diddy Kong, and a couple others, and also Birdo as well. So, they basically kind of topped off the Wii content in that game. So, a port or remaster of Wii would be really unnecessary. And then also, with looking at Mario Kart 7, that's just kind of unlikely. Since, even though there are a few 3DS ports and remakes on the Switch, I feel like Mario Kart 7 isn't really one that would be, like, remastered at all, since, I mean, mechanically, it's pretty similar to Mario Kart 8. But Double Dash is so much different than the other Mario Kart games, since you have the mechanic of two characters on one kart. The physics feel totally different from the other Mario Kart games. Like, because of how the karts handle and everything, the drifting feels a lot different, and it just feels like an overall different experience. It also has the special items as well, which is another thing that set it apart, which is also really nice, and I'm glad they kind of partially brought that back in Tour, but Tour is a mobile game, so you really, like, that is kind of limited, but Double Dash just feels so unique overall, and I feel like it still holds up very well to this day, and I still play it quite a lot, even though Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has so much content and everything. Like, it's just such a great Mario Kart game. It's honestly one of my favorites behind 8 Deluxe, and kind of tied with Wii, in my opinion. Because I feel like it just has, like, such an interesting and unique experience here. And the battle mode is also great as well. The character selection is great. And the karts are also really cool as well. And it has, like, a really nice art style as well. It's much more vibrant and colorful than Mario Kart Wii, and did the thing that a lot of Mario games during the GameCube era did, with having, like, eyes on a lot of the inanimate objects in the background and different things like that. And then it also kind of connected a lot of the locations as well. Like, for example, like, you could see, like, Daisy Cruiser in certain areas, or see Peach's Castle from Mushroom Bridge and everything. So it was very connected, and it kind of brought that aspect over from Mario Sunshine. So Mario Kart Double Dash would offer, like, a very unique and interesting experience compared to 8 Deluxe. And that's why I feel like they could kind of be sold alongside each other without one kind of, limiting the sales of the other. Like, especially since Mario Kart Double Dash, if it was re-released on the Switch, it would probably be $25 to $30. So that would be much cheaper, obviously, than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and would kind of be a smaller experience. So I don't think it would compete directly with 8 Deluxe. Even from a casual standpoint, it seems a lot different than 8 Deluxe, and it would seem like a smaller kind of experience. But if they do, like, port it to the Switch, there are a lot of things that I'd like to see kind of improved or added. Obviously, like, not major things, but, like, some things that Nintendo could realistically add. Like, something like an online mode. That would be really cool to see in Mario Kart Double Dash. Like, that would definitely make it a fairly active game, just due to how, like, well, Mario Kart Double Dash kind of, has aged, like, over the past 20 years and everything. Like, I feel like a lot of people will be playing it if they kind of have online support and everything, and I don't think it would be that hard to implement as well. But yeah, and also like another thing that they could do is like upscale a lot of the textures and things. They don't have to do too much. They don't have to like overhaul the models like Retro Studios did with Metroid Prime Remastered, but they could do a little bit and kind of do like some of the things that fans have done with like upscale texture packs and things. But it would be nice to see like all of those like vibrant colors and like very unique and interesting tracks in HD in that Mario Kart Double Dash art style. I think that would be really nice. But yeah, I think Mario Kart Double Dash would definitely be a very fitting GameCube port on the Switch. Like, it would kind of fill that void between the Booster Course Pass ending and Mario Kart Tour ending and the next Mario Kart game, which will probably release in a couple of years, I would say, if it was going to come out on the next Nintendo console. So I really hope this does kind of get ported at some point. If not on the Switch, I hope on another console. That would be really nice. I mean, if it was on the next Nintendo console, they'd probably do a very small release of it, just due to the fact that the next Mario Kart game will probably come to the next Nintendo console not too long after it releases. But yeah, I think Double Dash would definitely be a very fitting GameCube port, even though it seems like it wouldn't be likely because of the Booster Course Pass, but I just think it's a very unique experience on its own that could work really well. So anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and make sure to check out my Discord server and Twitter if you want to. Goodbye.